Hello, I have a new book. I've had this for a while. I keep forgetting I wanted to read it before I give it to anybody. Iggy Peck, Architect. I haven't actually even read it, so I hope I don't. It doesn't have any words I don't know how to pronounce or something. Looks like a very fun book. Oh, there's, what's that? Graph paper, which has, with all those little squares, helps one measure things. So that's good. Let's see. Iggy Peck, Architect. It's a big old crane. I think I'm going to take the paper cover off so it's slipping. Hang out on the back. Oh my gosh, look at all these things. Pencils and rulers and triangles and things which help people measure. This is by Andrea Beatty and illustrated by David Roberts. Oh my goodness. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2. I think that must be Iggy Peck, right? When he built a great tower in only an hour. A great tower only in an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Crazy. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty, and it stinks. Funny. Maybe he couldn't find any clean diapers. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. Oh my gosh, look what he built. He ran out to the yard. There he is. And he built a sphinx. Oh, that the neighbor's not very happy, is she? When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion was going to stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples and temples from molding clay. That's fun. They look like they were going out to dinner or something. Oh, what did he do? He built the arch. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch. Yay! We just were there. Sandy and I went there today. We didn't climb up or anything. Get in from pancakes and coconut pie. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And the dad looks like he's sitting in a chair of pancakes, but I think it's wicker. That's so fun. The St. Louis Arch. I did not know that. Oof. Dear Ig had made it until 2nd grade when his teacher was Miss Lily Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk about buildings in here." That's sad. Gothic or Romanesque, I can't care less about buildings, ancient or new, she said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. I bet Iggy disagrees. She's throwing all her books away. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for she was no more than 7. When she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. Okay, that might seem severe. I should read that. But she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, the teacher was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lily got lost from the group. Oh. She was found 2 days later, stuck in an elevator eating cheese with the French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts, and as a teacher she taught that above all one ought to avoid them, no ifs, ands, and buts. She should have stayed with her parents, and she would not have gotten lost, right? As you might guess, it would cause Iggy distress to hear such terrible talk, but he didn't hear because he sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. You, Iggy, Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? You do need to see Principal. Do you need to see Principal? How? That's the boss. Whoa. No, ma'am, said Iggy. He's sad. He lowered his head and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in the haze of reading, writing, arithmetic, Mrs. Gear took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. There they go, and there they're carrying the picnic basket. And who's the last one? Iggy. He's probably so a little sad because he hasn't been able to build anything, huh? Let's see. They crossed the old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a bubbling stream, but they no sooner passed when the footbridge collapsed and Miss Lily Gear started to scream. We're trapped here, oh my, alas kids goodbye. Her eyeballs rolled back in her head and she dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound, luckily fainted. And that was all. See the bridge? Oh my goodness. Oh, and the poor teacher. And we can't see the other kids very well, but we see all their legs. That is funny. But where is Iggy? He is checking it out. So what is he going to do? Let's see. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lily's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at the Blue River Pass were working together as one. Why do you think it had something to do with Miss Lily's shoes? When she came to, Miss Lily Gear knew there was something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling faces. Look what they did. Boots and trees, roots and strings, and fruit roll-ups and things, some of which should not be mentioned, were stretched. Wonder what that's... Oh, underwear. I see some underwear. Oh, and socks. Oh. Were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. That is great. And look here. Can you see that? The birds are walking across. That's pretty. This is a very cute book. I have never seen this book. It all became clear to Miss Lily Gear as she crossed the bridge over the stream. There were worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Now she's thinking it's a fancy bridge, huh? That's cute. She's thinking about that. That is very fancy. So, now every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear along with Mrs. Greer how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in a t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. That's good. So she took advantage of his interest and let him teach the class. That is fun. And look, here's some more graph paper, which is what architects use. We'll have to ask Uncle Stephen or Daddy Stephen if they still use graph paper. But that's what it is. This is very cute. That's the castle with the chalk. Iggy Peck Architect. So, I hope you guys are doing okay. And have a good week. And I love you very much. And Jesus loves you too. Love you. Bye.